See if I can get this right this time. Hopefully this is right. I tried to use the oh no, we don't want to cancel. I tried to use the S7 and it's just been trolling me for some reason. The S7 has not been doing good with live streams. Let me check my dashboard and let's see if this thing is up now. Yeah, it looks like it's good now. So just wanted to do a quick stream, give you guys an update. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, there we go. Looks like it's good. Wanted to do a quick stream, quick update. Um, you know, channel update. Quick channel update. So got some new phones coming in. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to put down the Mate 9 as my daily driver because you can't really do a review of a phone if you're not using it like as your primary phone. And I'm checking my dashboard here. So you can't really you can't say that you're doing a full review or something like that, or doing a review of a phone if you're not using it as your daily driver. So that's the tough part, but you can do it. Putting down my Mate 9 should be pretty easy. It's a pretty impressive phone, but when I do a review of a phone, I gotta be fair and use the actual device for the time that I'm gonna actually do the review. Now, whether I move it to SIM slot 1 or whatever, I plan on keeping this in this SIM slot for a long time, at least to get through the review period, because I'm gonna do it for like 2 weeks or so. Just kind of feel it out, man. So just a real quick stream. Don't expect many people to be on. It's late in the evening. It's like 11 something here. I was gonna do a recording, but I was like, man, I'm just gonna fire up Camera Live. I tried to use the S7. Like I said, this thing just trolled me. It just wouldn't start the live stream. I tried to do the built-in application for the live stream, and it just wouldn't open it. Like, it kept crashing. And then I tried to use Camera Live on the S7. It just wouldn't do it. It kept telling me I had an older version, so I did the update, and it just wouldn't do anything. So I pulled out the Mate 9 and decided I'm gonna go ahead and just use the Mate 9. I had my Maxon 7, but I used that on the last live stream, so I decided to just go ahead and pop open Camera Live, so I don't have to do any editing or anything like that. I can just tell you what I need to tell you, and then keep it moving. But I do have some phones coming in. I picked up a phone that everybody said was not really good, but I don't take what everybody says. I get it myself. Hey, what's going on, Grant? I see. Oh, okay, live chat's open. Okay, Grant and a couple different people in there. Yeah, I appreciate the love, man. But I just want to do a quick stream real fast to just jump on, and I got some new phones coming. I've already reviewed the a lot of controversy behind the ZTE Blade V8 Pro. It's why, I don't know. I think that if you have it, then you have it. If you don't, you don't. But if you're thinking about getting it, it's actually a pretty phenomenal device. So, but it's a lot of controversy behind the Blade V8 Pro. I had one guy ask me, one guy put in the chat, he pretty much said I was a sellout and that ZTE's paying me to say these things about the ZTE products. But like I said, if ZTE wants to give me a check, I sure will take it. But I'm definitely not sponsored by anybody. And I don't know that I would want to be sponsored by anybody, because that cripples me. And then it kind of puts me in a spot where I feel like I've been in that position before. There was a small company called Sale Allure, and I was doing some reviews for their products, and the products that they were sending me, they started to just be crap. And then I didn't want to put out fake reviews, and I just told them, I said, hey, listen, you guys aren't paying me. You're sending me these phones to review, and then I'm sending them back to you, and I'm keeping them for as long as I need, a month or whatever, to do the review. And eventually I just told them, hey, the phones they can't compete with today's market, and I'm going to put the reviews as such. Some of the phones were pretty good for the price point, but after a while, their newer products, it just kind of became lame. And I kind of told them in a nice way, you know. You know, I just kind of told them I don't lie on reviews, so I'm going to tell the truth. And if your product is crap, I'm going to just tell you that it's crap. And that's just what it is. And so that company got upset, and they started kind of basically telling me to pull down the reviews. And so I ended up just saying, you know, forget y'all. Don't send me any more of y'all crap phones unless you step your game up, because you can't very well possibly think that I'm going to post a fake review because your product's not that good and it's not on par with everybody else's products, and you're trying to charge the same price. So for all the people that keep saying, oh, Jay, you know, I just kind of laugh at it. They're like, oh, Jay, you must be getting paid to say that the the Blade V8 Pro is good because everybody is saying that the Honor 6X is better. Personally, I've been scanning the internet, and I haven't heard hardly anybody saying that the Honor 6X is way better or worlds ahead of the Blade V8 Pro. And having had them both in hand, and I know people that have them both in hand, and they could probably tell you, you know, hey, the Blade V8 Pro is a phenomenal device. But again, that's all subjective. You know, we don't know. And hey, how's everybody doing in the stream, man? I appreciate the love, man. If you have the Blade V8 Pro, again, I've already reviewed it. And, you know, it's a good phone, man. It's well worth the $229 that they're offering. And there's some really good deals out on it, too. I would prefer to go through ZTE so I can get that official case, so I don't have to pay $25. But, you know, the smarter deal is to go through B&H. They have free JBL. If you need those things, even if you don't, you can sell them. Sorry if you guys hear beeping. I'm actually using the Mate 9 front camera to do this stream. I just wanted to switch it up and just, you know, so I wouldn't be talking about the Mate 9 so much, but I'm actually using it for the front camera of this live stream. And, you know, the Blade V8 Pro is a fantastic phone. The people that are kind of hating on it are the people who don't have it, or, you know, they want it, or they're just so curious about, like, I've said it a bunch of times, I'm not paid by anybody, but if these guys want to send me a check, I'm still going to do the same review, but, you know, I'm not going to be paid to say, you know, that your product is good, and it's not. But I just wanted to give a quick channel update. Lavin said, sell out to L. Williams. He says, ZT must be paying a lot of people. Yeah, because tons of people are enjoying the Blade V8 Pro, you know, and that's just what it is. What's going on, guys? Hey, Costa, Grant, all you guys coming in, TJ. Man, you know, the Blade V8 Pro, it's like when a new phone comes out, this is what you have to deal with. Like the Mate 9 comes out, and when I do a device on my channel, when I do a review, I don't do reviews like other reviewers, just do an unboxing and then a review. I do camera tests. Sometimes I'll do tips and tricks, very seldom. But I'll do at least 5 videos on the device because I think the users would want to see that. Gone are the days of an unboxing and then a week later a review. To me, that's boring. So if reviewers are doing that, you should go ask them if they're being paid, because there's no way that you could possibly get a phone for a week, you know, do an unboxing, and then you've got a full review up in 4 days. That just doesn't, 72 hours, first impressions, yeah, that seems realistic, but that's just how I feel about it. You know, I'm not saying I'm right, but when you get a new device in, when I get a new device in, and if you see me looking down, I'm just checking the background data on the stream and stuff, and but when you get a new device in, I've put polls up, I've asked users, I say, hey, you know, like, what do you want to see? Do you want to see me review the device in 2 weeks, or do you want to see me review it in a month? Do you want to see revisited videos? I've got some videos that are going live. I set the videos, unless it's a live stream like this, most of the videos I set them to automatically publish on their own. And I've got a good one going live tonight, as a matter of fact. I've got a good one going live tonight. So at midnight, you know my pattern. I drop phone reviews at midnight sometimes. I've recorded it already, like yesterday or this morning. I don't know. But man, ZTE and Huawei, and I said it, if you remember me saying it at CES, I told you that ZTE and Huawei were bringing it this year. They're bringing some things to the table. Now, they're not bringing all the best phones, obviously, But if they want to attract people to buy their phones, and they're doing it the right way. They're not jacking the prices way up. They're giving, and it's so weird because you've got phones like the Blade V8, you've got the Z Max Pro, you got the Honor 6X, you got the Honor 8. You got all these phones that are in the right price range, and people are starting to complain now. Like, I don't understand it. Like, what's the purpose of asking for all these things? And you're getting them, and then you start like these little indirect battles online. You know, I've found that a lot of people who do all this right here, they don't have the phones, and they're a little envious. Because I know people, and I'm not trying to blast you or call you out, but I know people like Grant. He has every phone, man. This guy, and he won't say a word. He'll quietly sit in the background and watch everybody talk. And that's why I like to talk to him sometimes. Grant S., he's in the stream. This guy has every phone. So if you want to know about a phone, Grant has it. He'll have it, and you don't even know he has it. All of a sudden, the video go live, and boom. He's like, oh, snap. I was talking to him for like 2 days. I didn't even know he had the phone. So he's good. He's good at that, man. But most of the people who, and I'm going to check the live stream here, the chat in a second, guys. But most of the people who I see online doing a lot of mouth moving, they don't even have the phones, man. So I just kind of look right around them and ignore them because they either want the device, and it sounds so good to be true. But here's something that I want to say about some of the I have some new devices coming, and I plan on doing a live unboxing and hands-on tomorrow. Now, some of the devices aren't like new to the market. They're not like 2017 devices. One is, but the other one is a 2016 device that I never got. And it's not an old device by any means, but it's stellar, and it rivals the Blade V8 Pro, the Honor 6X for sure. It smashes the Honor 6X, and it's rivals the Honor 8. It rivals all those phones in that price range, like 300 or less. It's knocking their door down and kicking it in strong. So I've got some phones that'll be here, and I'll give you guys an official. Like, some people wondered. I got to answer this question real fast. Some people wondered why I didn't show my Blade V8. Well, I've said it a million times. I've even said it on video. Sometimes the only reason I show my Axon 7 because it's a developer edition. So mine doesn't look like yours. I don't have the capacitive buttons. Only reason I show this phone is because I kind of got permission to, if you will. I'm just being honest, because I had the Axon 7 months before everybody else, but I couldn't show it. I couldn't talk about it. But as soon as it dropped, what did I do? I got permission to post the reviews, and I posted the reviews, and that was that. And they were nice enough to let me keep that developer edition, man. I will not get rid of this. This is developer edition. All my bands work for all carriers, so this is a unique device. But I've got some phones coming in, and there are phones out there that rival current phones. Like, some people take it the wrong way when I'm doing a review of a phone. And these are people that probably don't follow me consistently. Because I've heard people say, oh, you being paid to do this, and those phones can't be that good, and you're just saying that just to say it. They paid you to say it. I don't really take it personal. I think it's funny because I know immediately they don't know my review style. They don't know how I do phones. And, one guy was like, one guy said, why are you posting so many videos on the Mate 9? I was like, what are you talking about? Watch my videos and you'll see that I'm saying in these videos, someone requested this, and I want to give a well-rounded review of a device. Not every reviewer wants to do 5 to 10 videos on a phone. Z Max Pro, for instance. How many videos did I do on that phone, man? I even gave one away. How many videos did I do? I did like 40 at least, man. And I still have more footage that I could release on the Z Max Pro. Why? Because it's a killer device. It's still destroying. It's got things that other phones probably will never have. 6-inch 1080p display with a price tag as low as $40. Fingerprint reader. Pretty much stock Android almost because of ZTE software. Adaptive storage. I mean, think about this. 32 gigs on board, 3 gigs of RAM. The processor is a Snapdragon 617, which isn't a slouch. The 615, in my experience, was a slouch because I was using the 615 before it even hit the market. But, I'm not going to go out and say, hey, I'm using this because I know how to keep things in order to keep myself in line with the rules I have to follow when it comes to certain things, which is called an NDA. For those that don't know what that is, some of you guys know what it is. Type in the comments if you know what an NDA is. NDA. Type it out in the comments. Don't type out NDA. Type out what that stands for if you know what it means. If you're watching this live right now, shout out to the replay crew if you're watching. But I do have some phones coming in, and I'm going to be using one of them. I'm actually going to use. I've been already using one already, so I'm not going to use that one as my daily driver. But what I might do is move the Mate 9 to my second slot, probably even my third. I'll just put the Mate 9 down because if I start using the Mate 9 at all, it's going to distract me from the review phone that I'm trying to do. So I don't want to do that. So I do have a phone coming in, and I got this phone because people bugged me about, and I don't mean that in a rude way or a negative way, but people kept asking me, why didn't you buy this phone? It's one of the hottest. I love it. And, I guess they just want to see how I feel about it. And I don't want people to buy phones based on what I'm saying. You guys got it. You got it. I don't want people to buy phones based on what I'm saying. I want you to buy a phone based on because you like it. I've given phone reviews on things like the Next Big Robin, and it was great in the first couple of days, but after a while, man, oh my gosh, it just sucked really bad, and I had to tell the truth. So, it is what it is. So many phones come out, and since I'm not paid, like some people would say, I think they're just upset because they might want to buy the Honor 6X or some other phone, and everywhere on the internet they're seeing people post videos about the Blade V8 Pro. Shout out to Donovan, shout out to Tony P, shout out to My Project 13, and Grant. I know Grant. I haven't seen Grant with the phone yet, but I know he's got it, man. I'm telling you, Grant has every phone, and Donovan's another one too. Donovan has phones that I don't have. Donovan's in the stream. Shout out to Donovan. What's going on? Donovan's in this stream. So click on his name, Donovan Humbuck. Let me tell you, this guy has phones I don't have. I meant to catch some sales, and I couldn't catch them. I was like, man, I just, like, I can't keep up with a lot of them. And since I'm not paid by anybody, I have to buy these things myself. I have to budget for them. So, and YouTube, believe it or not, you may see me doing a lot. It may appear like I'm doing a lot of things on YouTube, but I have a great family life, wife, children, grandkids. I have a great life. God first, family, and then YouTube. That's way down at the end. But this is fun to me because I like to connect with people that I don't know who love technology. So I started a new group, and it's on Google Plus. What's going on, Nicholas? It's on Google Plus, and I'm gonna leave that open for 72 hours. Now you're probably thinking, well, why is Jay saying he's gonna leave it open for 72 hours? Because I don't want to flood the community with just a bunch of people posting unboxing videos. I want people there who actually like cell phones. And right now the community is doing fantastic, man. People are flooding in. We picked up and I say we because it's not about me. You guys make the community. But we have picked up almost 270 people in less than 24 hours. That is amazing. So shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. But I do have some phones coming in, and like I said, it's gonna be difficult not to use my Mate 9. I'm just being straight up. The Mate 9 to me is the phone to beat. Eric from Easy Computer Solutions and several other people were kind of doubting. They were kind of doubting the Mate 9, like, nah. But Eric, he's always having fun. He likes to keep the ball rolling. Just keep things going. Hey, Eleanor, I see Eleanor now. I just happened to look down at the stream. But I gotta tell you, to me, it's not all about having a 2K display and just all kind of stuff, And shout out to Donovan. I just looked at the stream, and he's got his Blade V8 Pro versus Honor 6X coming tonight. So be sure to tune into his channel as well. The video that I'm releasing is not one of those. I'll have more stuff on those later. Oops, letting some things out the bag. But I'll have more videos later down the line with those devices. But shout out to Donovan. Check his channel out tonight. He's going to be releasing Blade V8 Pro versus Honor 6X. I already know the Blade V8 Pro is going to be his pick because I use the phones. And so I know, it's not like I'm an expert with phones, but I'm just telling you, there's some people that are saying that the Blade V8 Pro's back is just not a good back. Listen, the Blade V8 Pro has a grippy back. It's a rubbery texture, and it feels fantastic. The Honor 6X has a slippery metal back. Who wants a slippery phone? Nobody does. But the things that I have coming up and the way I'm going to try to use my daily drivers, I just feel like the Mate 9 is the phone to beat. Now, so what? We have the S8 coming. We have the Donovan said, I hope. So what? We have the S8 coming. Hey Jay, any word about the theme on the Blade V8? The themes on the Blade V8, if you're asking about adding more, I don't know yet. I like the stock look of the Blade V8, and then I always use low pixel launcher when I get really bored. But to me, some people who are focusing on specs only are missing out, because yeah, the Mate 9 has a 1080p display, but if you're in this stream and you have the Mate 9, just give a hand up if you know that the Mate 9's display is awesome. It really is. These people can vouch for me. That's not to say that the Mate 9 has a better quality than a Quad HD display. In some cases, it does, because the Mate 9 Pro, I feel like, is horrible. Shout out to Techzilla. He has them both in hand. He agrees. You know, I got to use them at CES for an extended period of time. Did you guys catch that bumpy cam? You didn't. I'm a trademark bumpy cam. It's funny when I'm watching videos, I hear a lot of people saying that. Shout out to Jay Will for the bumpy cam. I appreciate that. Respect. Love, too. But, man, let me read the comment right here. Donovan, like your assessment of Baby Pro. I saw your post on the community, too. Yeah, see, you know, these guys are watching. He's watching on his Blade V8 Pro right now. Sweet. But, you know, I just feel like when you see a new phone come to the market, where some people fall victim, where non-techies fall victim, or I would say techies. I ain't gonna say non-techies, because some techies fall victim to only focusing on the specs, and they never get to enjoy a good device. So, you know, Donovan, I know you don't have the Mate 9 yet. And I know you stick most of your videos. I see the realm that you stick at. I would encourage you. You know, you're a big time reviewer now. Shout out to Donovan, man. He just passed 2,000 subs real quick. And I'm all about promoting other channels too, man. I have no problem with giving another person a shout out, and I don't care about that. Go sub to him, big him up, man. He makes quality videos. So shout out to Donovan for 2,000 subs. He just passed. But you know, I think a well-rounded device. There's a device out there for everybody. That's what I'll say. And the phone that I have coming in, because one, I'm actually it's gonna be tough not to use my Mate 9, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give you guys a real review. Just like it was hard to depart from using this as my daily driver at one point, the Exxon 7 is just one of my favorite devices. I got to do it though, because it just doesn't make any sense not to try. You know, no phone is that good. As good as I think the Mate 9 is right now, it can probably be taken out by some phone that's coming down the line. It costs $499. Look at the phones like the OnePlus 3. If the OnePlus 3 had a bigger screen, I probably would have liked that phone. I don't like the OnePlus 3 at all. Now the OnePlus 3T, it's an interesting device because the price is so low for the specs that you get on phones that are 2 times the cost. So you can see the OEMs just making money off of us. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to be more well-rounded. You know, some people are saying, "Oh, you biased. You know, you're showing favoritism to Huawei, or you're showing favoritism to ZTE." I just look at them and keep it moving and say, okay, well, and I've said it all the time. If you don't like what I'm saying as a reviewer, just change the channel. I can't get into like a heated battle just to try to make you watch my videos, because there are tons of videos out there that you could be watching besides mine. But if you keep trolling my videos, telling me that I'm doing a bad job, you're really envious, because that means that you like something that I'm doing. So the Mate 9 Pro, let me see what Grant says. The Mate 9 Pro display is disappointing in daylight though. And see, Grant is another person. Grant said he likes the Mate 9 Pro. It's a beautiful design. I dislike the Mate 9 Pro's design. I think it's just a S7, S6 Edge Plus scraps, leftovers. I think that's what it looks like. I just didn't like the feel in hand. I didn't like anything about it. This was after extended use. And if you watch my video coverage over the CES, I wasn't as excited about it. And I didn't know this until after I watched it. Because, you know, you got to get in. On your CES, you got to get in, do your review, and get out. Those people don't play around. Let me check the stream here. Jay, do you think that the Note 5 is still good for 2017? I think whatever phone, questions like this, I think are very intriguing and interesting. Like, if we were in 2020, the S7 would still be a viable option, because I don't base my selection based on specs alone. If it's working, keep it. Don't upgrade. Because I found that there's a lot of people in my stream and in my following me that are not hardcore techies. They're not Grants. They're not Donovans. They're not Night Techs. They're not Techzillas. They're not any of these people. They're just regular consumers who just happen to see a guy and one guy told me, "I like your commentary, man." I was like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "Start a podcast." I was like, "I don't know the first thing about. I don't know the first thing about starting a podcast. I'm just gonna tell you, I wouldn't even know the first thing to do." But I appreciate the compliment. Some of these people are not techies. They're just people who like to hear a good conversation, or not even that my conversation is that great, but just engage. And that's why I like to do some live streams like this, because I like to read the live comments, and I like to sometimes take phone calls. Hey, there's Night Tech. There's Matt Vibes in there. I think I saw Gary Brown too. Gary Brown's in here. Some of these people I start to remember from seeing them so much. Curve displays are very subtle, not as curved as Samsung devices. Yeah, and I'm reading Grant's comment about the Mate 9 Pro. It's all a matter of preference. There's no wrong smartphone. There's no bad smartphone, because I sat on a board one time, and it doesn't matter where the board was. It doesn't matter what company it was for, because I've done boards for a lot of different companies, and I sat next to people who said the Mate 9 is not going to be just to answer a question real quick for Bill. The Mate 9 Pro can be Daydream ready because it has a 2K display, but the Mate 9 has a 1080p display, so you can't do Daydream on that. But I sat next on a board one time, and I used to sit on all these boards with different companies. They were private boards, and they would say, "Hey, what are your thoughts on here? What's your current smartphone?" And one time, I remember this specifically. I was the only person in there that was talking like I am talking to you guys, like real technical, like we're getting into processors. And everybody was looking at me like, "What is this guy talking about?" I felt so out of place. They were whipping out like track phones, like, "This phone is fantastic," and I was like, "Whoa!" And not that track phone is bad, but those were the ZTE devices that were like $12, $9, and these are just regular people, and I had no idea. And so I gained a newfound respect, for the average consumer, and that's why I try to base a lot of things around the average consumer. Right now, I think my channel is floating around. Now, even though I'm using the Mate 9 as my daily driver, which not as of come Thursday or Friday, it won't be. And so next week, you'll see a new official video up of a different device. You're going to see some devices coming, and I'll probably do some live unboxings and things like that. But these aren't the device. That's not the device I'm talking about. You've seen these devices already, but my channel seems to be floating around like Donovan's. He floats around like 2 to 400, around 100 to 4, even down as 50 to 400. That's the range that I seem to be in right now, and I'm perfectly comfortable with that, which is a good thing. But Donovan, I really encourage you to try the Mate 9 if you can. I know you can because you're balling like that. You popping collars. You're buying like 5 and 6 phones a week. It looks like you always got a shipment coming in. Condense that and just get the Mate 9. And anybody in this stream, tell Donovan who has the Mate 9, tell him how good the Mate 9 is. I mean, you've seen the videos everywhere, and I gotta tell you, Donovan, man, you gotta try it, dude. You got to try the Mate 9. But I'm gonna be, and shout out to all the people that say they like the channel, man. I appreciate that. That's respect. I don't take anything for granted. I really like to engage like this and read the live comments. I tell a lot of people, if you can get on the live stream, it's the best way to have fun. And the panels. Now we're supposed to do a panel review this month. I got to reach out to those guys. I plan on doing a panel on Thursday or Friday, hopefully. So I didn't reach out to them yet. My apologies to those people if they're watching. But I do need to get a panel for this month. If I don't get a panel for this month, I'll bring you guys some more live streams to close out the month. But yeah, man. There was a question here I wanted to see. My coworker hated his Note 5. Well, I mean, if you just like a phone, you definitely have to get rid of it and switch to something else. Hey, Pam, I see you there. Anyone in the stream reviewing the S7 by Elephone? So that's from Matt Vibes. Now, here's the thing about Elephone. I've been actually dealing with them since the year before, a long time. I just didn't pick up their devices. I can buy those phones for much lower cost than what's being advertised for. To me, you get some bang for buck, but when I have an S7 and an S7 Edge, I don't really want to invest in like I don't want to do the same thing again. I guess I want to say. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, um, I feel like I'd be doing the same thing. I got new glasses, guys. My other ones were the hinges were breaking on them. So I got a cleaner looking glass. The other ones don't look as military. You know, I was ex-military and law enforcement and everything. So these are a little bit more clean. They probably make me look a lot older or younger. I mean, younger. So I got new glasses. I don't need them. So I don't need them. Let me check some more comments, man. Shout out to everybody that's coming in the stream. I appreciate the love. The Note 8, I didn't fully see that comment, but I see something about a Note 8. I wanted to see it. Shoot. Something about a Note 8, but I'm very intrigued by the Note 8, and that's what I worry about. The Mate 9 is a phenomenal phone, but I will put it down. I'm not attached to anything like that. Like, I'm afraid that the phone that I'm about to get is going to make me not want to use my Mate 9 for a little bit. You know, because I'll get comfortable, and, you know, that's how it is. And you guys know me. I don't I don't like to have phones laying around. I'll sell them, but I just don't see myself getting rid of the Mate 9. The quality of the Mate 9 is just, it far exceeds nearly every phone that I could think of in this price range that suits my needs. That's important for me. It does. Let me read some more comments here. Oh yeah, Matt Vibes all day, man. I just happened to look down. Yeah. Should I wait on the Note 8 or go for the S8 when it comes out? I mean, I don't know. Pam, somebody want to tell Pam? Pam said I look like a preacher with these glasses on. Well, Pam, I don't have my clergy shirt on at the moment, and I don't have a suit and tie on, but somebody can enlighten Pam about what I do when I'm not on YouTube. You know, the S8 and the Note 8, I said it before, now technically they don't exist yet, but we know that they're coming. And what's the name posted something, Grant posted something on Google, on Twitter earlier today. If you don't follow these guys on social media, click on their names. It'll take you to their channels, and you'll be able to find their social media from there. But Grant posted on Twitter earlier today that Samsung didn't have to do a full live stream. They could have just made a quick 2-minute video explaining, boom, yeah. And I totally agree. I just think that, man, the Note 8 and the S8 are going to sell. So it makes me wonder, do I even need to buy them? Like, what am I buying them for? I'm only buying them to say that I have them for review. You know, but the S8 to me is looking a little bit more appealing than the Note 8, because the S8, there's supposed to be a version to have a 6.2-inch display. Now, I don't know how true this is, but again, leaks, rumors. If you're a tech person, you love the leaks and the rumors. So, you know, that's just what it is. But the S Pen is nice. You know, I'm just gonna wait on it. I don't want to speak too soon on the. I don't even want to talk about the S8 and the Note 8 too much, because what if they shut it down on us? Like someone just posted, talk about the 2017 ZTE Z Max Pro. Well, somebody must have said, well, Jay got the insider on that, but there is no 2017 ZTE Z Max Pro. There isn't one. Right now, we're still enjoying the beautiful phone called the ZTE Z Max Pro. It's a beautiful device. And that's just what it is. Samsung, you know, they're gonna sell phones regardless, whether I buy them or not, whether you buy them or not. People are gonna buy Samsung phones. It's kind of like, it's funny people call, it's funny people call Apple fans eye sheep and stuff like that. But I honestly believe that Samsung fans are far worse. I've been in forums with Samsung fans and Apple fans, and the Samsung fans are far worse. I mean, they are so far gone. It's, you know, like I said earlier, I was trying to start the stream and use the built-in streaming app on my S7, because that's what I used to do. Remember when I used to do that? It wouldn't even start. It just kept crashing, and then I tried to use Camera Fi Live on here, and then it just kept crashing. It wouldn't start. So I whipped out the Mate 9 because I used the Axon 7 to do the last stream. It was fantastic. Um, but I needed some extra lighting. Like with the Axon 7, I had to use a little bit extra lighting, and I didn't want to go get those studio lights. I have studio lights. So with the Axon 7, I'm like really saturated right now. And with the Mate 9, it brightens it up on its own without beauty mode with the application. So I just decided, I'm going to go ahead and just use the Mate 9 this time and call it a day. Let me see here. V20 cameras are cracking super easy. Oh, tons of people's LG V20 cameras are cracking. Do you mean breaking? Wow. I haven't heard that. But I don't get the Axon 7. My roommate has the Z Max Pro. The Axon 7 is just an amazing device. The HTC U Ultra is a phone. I've done my thoughts on that phone already. It's not here yet, but I'm not paying $750 for it. So if you see it on my channel, it was probably a review unit, and I'll be completely open about that and tell you it was a review unit. Don Barron, shout out to Don Barron. He says the Edge fad needs to die. It makes the 5.5 inch screen look like a 5.2 inch screen. Valid points. And the text and the edges fall off, becomes yeah, and unusable. And I remember when they had the prototypes of the Note 7, and I got a little bit of hands-on time. I would prefer if they would have released the Note 7 with the flat screen, but they went with the curved screen. Some people think that the curved screen is the way to go. But see, the Mate 9 should have been a Nexus device. Like, it could have been the next Nexus device. Like if MG Fitness says his V20 camera cracked while charging. That is a serious hardware problem. Interviews reviews LG Astro, $60 came out on Metro. Yeah, they the Astro Aerostro or whatever it's called came out for $60. Those little phones like that are gonna always sell. The Axon 7, has got to be one of the smartest buys. Period. 2016 and into 2017, depending on what's coming out, this is still a viable option. I mean, quality display for those that want it, stereo sound that can't be beat, front camera is great, rear camera, meh, all right, just to be real. Software is good, I mean, it's getting Nougat. I have Nougat. You'll be getting Nougat. I mean, what more could you ask for? Front facing speaking, better camera, better battery. Maybe waterproofing is all the HTC needs to do. I think the HTC, and that's from the Maestro, I think HTC, if they would have been smart and stuck with their HTC 10 design, they could have made some waves. But, the S7 Edge, it's an impressive device. I think it's I named it in my top 5 for sure. Don't get me wrong now. The S7 Edge and the S7, they were in my top 5, for real. And that's just what it is. They make some great cameras, and there's no denying it. Software is, it's getting a little tiring, but hardware is phenomenal. So, what can you do? I'm going to be switching it up, though. I'm going to be switching up, and I'm going to try to do a new series on my channel. Now, if I decide to do it, I'll test it in the background first, which means I'll do some unlisted ones and see how they work. I'll share them with just a small group of people. And, hey, babe. My wife just came in. Hey, babe. Hi. You supposed to be studying. What you doing? My wife just creeps. She'll just come in anytime. But yeah, I think that, with all these new phones coming out, it's going to be, and one thing I for sure is for all the reviewers in the stream, there's a lot of YouTubers in this stream. Aren't we having a better time now with the $100 to $400 range than we are with the $400 to $900 range? Aren't we getting better deals and better quality phones? Regardless if you don't like one small feature. Like somebody said, the speaker on the V8 Blade is weak. I said that too. The Honor 8 has a horrible speaker. But those aren't deal breakers. You know what I'm saying? So aren't we having a better time with 100 to 400 other than 400 to 1,000 or 900? Aren't we getting a better bang for our buck? And aren't we having a better time as reviewers and consumers? you guys should be jumping for joy, because who gone are the days where people want to spend $1,000 for a phone? Like, who wants to do that? I don't even want to spend 600. And I pushed the envelope this year. The Mate 9 was my first purchase, and I've got 3 more purchases coming. And they're nowhere near the cost of the Mate 9. Well, no, they're not that high, but they're not $100 either. But still, I just think we're in a good place when it comes to smartphones. So if a person was not a techie, you could grab an Axon 7 for your powerhouse flagship, because let's face it, I wish people would stop sleeping on the Axon 7. Listen, this is a flagship phone. The Axon 7 is ZTE's flagship. It matches all the other flagships and offers a little bit more if you want to be serious about it. Like the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus, those are Apple's flagships, and they're great, but they don't measure up to this phone right here. The Axon 7 is a far better purchase than the iPhone 7 Plus. So what is there? There's a 128 gig, 32 gig, and 256 gig. A 256 gig costs $1,000. This has 64 gigs with expandable storage up to 256 gigs. I think they say 2 terabytes, whatever. There are no 2 terabyte cards we can get. This is a much better option. Speakers are better. Quality of screen is better. Battery life is sweet. It's a better design. I took my skin off because I wanted to use it with this case. I mean, look how beautiful that is. This is premium hardware to me. I mean, there are just so many options out there. The official ZTE cases, guys, are phenomenal. I can't wait to do. I did a video on these. These are like what OtterBox should have done and priced their phone cases at. This is like a mix between an OtterBox and a Defender and a Commuter built together. This is a solid case. It's really solid. But there are too many options out there to where you don't have to pick. And the Zook Z2, those phones don't go unnoticed. But trying to get those Lenovo phones in the U.S. and get people to buy them it's impossible. Nobody's going to buy those phones because they're going to be like, what is a Zook? And you could tell them, hey, $200 gets you 64 gigs onboard storage, 4 gigs of RAM, a Snapdragon 820, a 5-inch 1080p display. They're going to be like, that sounds great, but what is a Zook? They might get stuck on the name. I don't know. But Lenovo does have some fantastic products that are not available in the U.S., but you can import them over. And, maybe they need to pull a, hey, Tamika, is T. Frank in here? Get out. Is T. Frank in here, man? I see Grant saying, hey, there she is. T. Frank in there. Everybody say what's up to T. Frank, man. She made it over. Mr. Vlog is in here, I see. Yes, Donovan, to answer your question, the Zook phones, the Zook 2 by Lenovo, it does get LTE in the US. It has the AWS band, it has the 1700 to 21, it has the 12, band 12. It has all the bands, 2 and 4. It's get full LTE over here for AT&T and T-Mobile. It's got 800, 850, I believe it does. Take care, Eleanor. I think Eleanor's about to get out of here. Take care, Eleanor. But I'm just telling you, man, phones like the Honor 8 and just anything in that price range, anything from 100 to 400 right now, why would a consumer spend anything above that, for a premium? Like, what's a premium? Who can name in the live stream right now? Shout out to the replay crew if you're watching this. Much love to you. But if you're in the live stream, who can name a $400 smartphone that's packing so much punch that it rivals the phones that cost $1,000? I mean, I've got one right here, obviously. The Axon 7 is probably it's probably going to be at the top of that list. This one's offering more than every other $400 phone that I know of. And there's actually a 128 gig version that's $499 with 6 gigs of RAM. I mean, come on. There's no denying that ZTE brought the thunder with this phone. And people might think that it's not selling like hotcakes, but it is doing very well. Even though you see it on sale, it's doing great. You got the Honor 8. There's 2 versions of the Honor 8. You got the 64 gig and the 32 gig. I have the 32 upstairs. Those phones like that, to me, are perfect examples of rivaling phones like this. This is an S7 with 32 gigs. And some people start saying, well, waterproofing and all that, fast charging. You don't need wireless charging, and you don't need waterproofing. Those are things that the OEMs have put in your head and told you that you need. You remember when you used to drop your phone in the water, shake it off, dry it off, and then just keep it moving, put it in rice, and it would start working again? Gone are those days. Don't be fooled by this. This phone does have waterproofing, but you don't need waterproofing. You don't need wireless charging. Think about this. This is just another way to sell you something else. So let's give them waterproofing, but then we need to include this wireless charging. That way they can spend $90 or $70 or $60 on a wireless charger that they don't need when it's got fast charging, when they can just plug in and it charges faster. Come on. And I'm not saying anybody's stupid or anything like that or naive. I'm just saying you don't need those things. Yeah, Grant, the HTC 10 when it was on sale, phenomenal purchase. The Blue R1 HD, that's a fantastic buy. I mean, it was like $50 or something like that. The Moto Z Play, those are all phones. The Lieco Le Pro 3, so that's probably one of the toughest purchases ever, man. That is a good purchase. The Lieco Le Pro 3, the only thing that sucks, you heard me say it, I've said it a million times, the software, that button, the hardware, that combination. Now, don't think that I'm not gonna. You won't see that on my channel again. I just sold the gold one so I can get the silver one. That's all. You know, that's too good of a buy. Snapdragon 821, 4,070 milliamp hour battery, all aluminum body, a brushed aluminum at that. Beautiful cameras, dual speakers. I mean, you don't get an SD card slot, but you get 64 gigs on board, 4 gigs of RAM. I mean, what more do you want in a phone for $300, $400? It's a great buy. But they're slacking by not bringing us that silver version because I don't want a whole bunch of gold phones, man. I just don't want a whole bunch of gold phones. I just can't do it. Yeah, gimmicks people are paying for. Shout out to Gary Brown. Just happened to look down. Fast charging, fast wireless charging is pretty nice, but not a must. Thank you, Grant. Finding some people are, yes. I've had people argue me down and say, man, you gotta have fast charging. I gotta have my wireless charging. No, you don't. You bought into what the OEM said. You believed what they told you. That's just as bad. That's why I said Samsung fans, not all. Just the ones that troll my channel. Man, I could say something, like when I posted the Mate 9 versus the Samsung Galaxy S7, I picked the Mate 9 over the day. Oh my God, you stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Hey, it's all subjective. But we don't need wireless charging because the phone has every phone I have, down to my Honor 8, fast charging. They all have fast charging. All of them have fast charging. The Mate 9 has supercharged. The OnePlus 3T has dash charging. You know, Exxon 7 turbocharging. Galaxy S7 turbocharging. All these phones, Blade V8 turbocharging. They all have some kind of fast charging. So while those things are convenient, you don't need them. You see? But and what's going on, Perry? Night Tech, I see y'all. Ellie phone is. I talked about that, man. But you know, Tana does text, says I pay good money for my phones. Give me wireless charging, and again, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. It's all subjective. I'm not saying my answers are right, but I'm just telling you, those aren't things that you need. Those are things. Yeah, man, the LA Phone S8, I just talked about that, Anthony. It's not something that I'm willing to invest in because I already invested in the Galaxy S7 line. This is like a knockoff S7, and I don't really need to review it because I probably won't like it as much as the S7 because of cameras and things like that. But nonetheless, man, a lot of OEMs, let me see what it says. Jay, any comments on OEMs putting Nugget on updates? So updates, man. Updates. Updates are something that I think is another thing that the average consumers or just techies are focusing way too much on, man. Now that we have launchers, I mean, let me ask you this. Now, I had a conversation with the guys in the Tech Talk crew, and shout out to the Tech Talk crew. I had a conversation with those guys, and we were talking about updates. And my wife was like, "Put the phone down. We gotta eat dinner." And I was like, "All right, babe. All right." But as long as the phone works, do you really need to have the latest ROM? Now, some people are saying, "Oh, well, the latest ROM brings good features." I said, "Okay, you're right. It does bring some good features." But for Android, you can customize Android any way you want to. Like, I dislike the launcher on here. I'm going to put whatever launcher I want on here. You see what I'm saying? So you get to a point where You know who is this right here, Mr. Leo? Your Axon 7 is getting this. Obviously, I'm telling you, I'm on it. But shout out to Night Tech, man. LE Phone S8. I know, man. Like I said, I'm just not willing to. I don't know. But your phone will get Nugget. If the Honor 8 is getting Nugget, they're gonna give their powerhouse big dog Nugget. They're gonna do it. It's a no brainer. So just be patient with it. It's coming. Just keep level head. You know what I'm saying? And you'll enjoy it. I'm telling you, you will enjoy. It greatly improves the camera. Well, you seen how my camera footage is on that last vlog. The camera footage on here, the front camera is a monster. The rear camera got updates as well, but you know, it's just not it's 20 megapixels or whatever, but it's just not 20 megapixels like the Mate 9. That's all. It's a good camera. It can do its thing. The right lighting, you're all set. Let me see here. Customization. Yeah, but customizations for Android, like I still have my MediaPad X1. I have my MediaPad X1, and that phone works like a champ. It was way before its time. It's a 10-inch, a 7-inch 1080p display, super thin, all metal body. You know, it's a ultimate phablet. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, SD card slot. Love that phone. Love it. Shift here a little bit. But, you know, some people, I just put a launcher on it and it runs like butter. I've done a revisited video. Hey, J. Will, can you find a CDMA phone to review? Or at least mention if a CDMA phone is different from both. J. Will, thanks in advance. That's from John. CDMA phone, if you're on Sprint and you're on Verizon and Boost, you're kind of almost stuck unless it's a Nexus device. You know, I can't think of any. All right, babe. See you later. I can't think of any CDMA devices that are even worth talking about, because you just can't. You can't, if it's not a Nexus device, and even some of the Nexus devices, you know, are not even gonna. It's not gonna work, man. The Verizon locks it down. Revisiting the V20, I might visit the V20 again. Let's see here. Any other? Yeah, Nova Launcher is boss. I picked up an iPhone 6s Plus also, going to Craigslist tomorrow. Can't do it. That's from Daniel. He said he picked up an iPhone 6s Plus. Well, I'm not going to front. I like the iPhone 6s Plus. I think it's a better purchase right now than the newer iPhones. Like if you had the option, real quick, if you had the option, and these phones are laying upstairs on the desk, so it doesn't apply to me, or Grant, or any of these people that have all the phones, like Donovan and all these guys, and Nitek, and TechZilla. You guys can't answer this question, but if you had to choose a brand new iPhone 6s Plus, 128 gig, or one of the current iPhones, which would you get? Would you get the 128 gig iPhone 7 Plus that costs like $200-300 more? Or would you go ahead and, because you're going to get, see, the thing is, you're paying for a little bit different hardware is all you're doing. You're getting the same software. So would you choose the 128 gig iPhone 6s Plus for $499, or would you take the iPhone 7 Plus 128 gig for $869? Which one would you choose? I personally would take the iPhone 6s Plus. I think it's the better buy, because you're just paying for hardware. You know, the camera on the iPhone 7 Plus, let's not sleep on it. It's a good camera. But I'm not a photographer, so I don't need to have the most fanciest camera of all times. You know, I would go with the iPhone 6s Plus on a bad day. I just think it's a smarter move. Save $300 and get a fantastic piece of hardware. You get the latest software, the updates that Apple. Now I applaud Apple so much for when Apple releases an update, it goes to like 80% of their phones in the first month. Android can't do it. So it makes me laugh when I see people saying, well, you know, why can't Android do updates? Well, you got to understand is Android and iOS are two different platforms. BlackBerry is the same way. You release a update and it can go to all BlackBerries. That's what I liked about BlackBerry. Once it comes out, I just download one file and put it on all my BlackBerries. Boom, done. Auto loaders. It was sweet. 6S. I see a lot of people would take that 6S. Oh yeah. Um, Let me see here. Look for the question here. Yeah, iOS updates are fantastic, and even Android users cannot sleep on that. I mean, I'm glad that I'm balanced and I don't have like I don't like either one any less than the other as far as like to battle about it. I do prefer Android over iOS, but I still like iOS because the iPad Pro is my boss. It goes everywhere with me. I don't leave without this device. iPad Pro 9.7, 256 gig. I can run my channel from this bad boy. And it is just a monster. I just like iOS better on tablets. Some people don't even like tablets, but I found that a lot of people do like tablets. Yeah, Jose Santana. Shout out to Jose Santana, guys. He is absolutely right. The iPhone 7 Plus camera is not that much better quality than the iPhone 6s. I've actually battled those, and the iPhone 6s did better. Phone tech at work. Alan, what's going on, man? I see you in here. A lot of people say that I can't do iPhones. iPhones are, they're okay. Oh, and Alan is right. Phone Tech at Work. He said a factual statement. When Apple does come out with a release, if you're not on the latest hardware, it's treacherous to the older hardware for battery life. That happened to me. I downgraded my iPad Pro when it first came when the new update first came out to 10. I went to 10, then I went back to 9.356 or 9.36, whatever it was at the time, because the battery life was ridiculously bad on my iPad Pro and my iPhone 6s when I first got that update. I just didn't like it. Axon 7 will work on Verizon. Yeah, see, let me see. Yep. The Axon 7, I've heard mixed stories about that. It's gotten so bad where people are like, Jay's lying. I'm like, wow, why do I have to be lying just because you're not experiencing what I'm experiencing? I've said it a million times. This is a developer edition Axon 7. That is why all of my bands work. All of them, Sprint, Verizon, whatever, it works. But there's people out there who don't have one that have actually tried it out on Verizon and it actually worked. It just didn't work. They were getting that one message at the top with the numbers, like 310206 or something like that. They were getting that message, but the phone still worked. Why do you have to have it say Verizon at the top? The data worked, all this, everything worked, text messaging, everything worked. They were just having some problems with the thing at the corner, the thing showing up right or something like that. Ray Ramon, is the honor rate still worth purchase? At midnight Central Standard Time, actually right now, I think my video just went live. So check my channel out and you can make your decision whether you think it is. Because that was one of my videos that I just released. Revisiting, I guess it went live on its own, but revisiting the Honor 8 in 2017. I've had the Honor 8 for a very long time, several months actually. And I use it all the time. So I just released that video. It released a minute ago since we've been on this live stream actually. Yeah, it's live right now. I was just checking to see if it went live. And yeah, it went live. So check that out. And you can see whether or not you want to make a determination of whether you think it's whether you think it's worth buying. Check out my video. I'll tell you. I had a stream that went bad or something. I don't know what that was. So, yes, the Honor 8, I think it's a great buy. And there's some people in this stream that actually have the Honor 8, like several people in this stream that have the Honor 8, and they can tell you, don't let the change in a year determine whether or not a phone is still worth something. Just buy it, man. If you want it, buy it. Don't even sweat it. Don't worry about what YouTubers say. Don't even worry about what I say. If you want to buy it, buy it. I'm telling you to go watch my video because it helps me to maintain my channel, and I want you to enjoy the video. But at the same time, you don't have to take my advice. Just buy it, take advantage of your 14-day return period, and see what you think. If you don't like it, get rid of it. Yeah, get rid of it. Hey, I don't care about Pornhub, so, just keep that to yourself. But, hey, Paul Tex in the house. I didn't even see you, man. I'm getting ready to get out of here. It's midnight, and I'm going to do what Pam said. She said, "You look like a preacher." Well, Pam is trying to get my Bible out. Did somebody tell Pam? HouseOfPrayerMinistries.net, Pam. HouseOfPrayerMinistry.net. Check that out, Pam, when you get a chance. So you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. If you're just joining the stream, I got new glasses. Whoop, whoop. I needed some new glasses. I really needed new glasses. My other ones were kind of falling apart, and so I kicked out the money and got the new glasses. Those who wear glasses, you know about buying glasses. Yeah, man. Honor Rate video it just went live like 10 minutes ago, I think. So I appreciate you guys joining the live stream. Tomorrow, I will say, if you hung in there through this live stream, I will probably do a live unboxing tomorrow. Now, the video coming tomorrow, if I do decide to do it live, it's not something that you haven't seen before. You've actually seen it already. But on Thursday or Friday, you will see something new to my channel, and I'll probably go ahead and try to do a live unboxing of that one. So it won't be like this. I'll face the camera down, and it'll just be a live unboxing just like that. So I hope you guys are... Paul said he got here late. Yeah, Paul, man, I think I've been on for at least an hour now, probably. Oh gosh, I'm rolling up on an hour, 58 minutes or something like that. So, yeah, man. An hour. I passed an hour, I think it looks like. So, yeah, but I'm really excited to bring you guys things that I've never had before. I don't care about if I don't get it first. That just doesn't bother me at all, because again, for those people that keep saying that I'm paid by ZTE to say all this good stuff and I'm paid by this, whatever. If that's what you think, you know what you can do. Click, change the channel if you don't like what I'm saying. So, yeah, that PC I just got is pretty tight. But I'll try to do a live unboxing, 2 more this week. I'll try to give you guys 2 live unboxings. Don't hold me to that, but I'm going to try to do it. So shout out to the replay squad if you're watching this. And to the replay squad, if you're watching this was not live. There's a lot of people that are leaving comments as though they're live. That's hilarious, man. But I appreciate the support, man. But everybody, T. Frank was in the house. Can you believe? Yeah. T. Frank is one of the busiest working women on YouTube. Respect. Click on her name, go to her channel. That's another one that has flawless video coverage. Banging coverage. She set her bar like really high. Like super high. So click on her name, subscribe to her channel, and I guarantee you will come back and say, "Yo, Jay." If you're not already subscribed, you'll say, "Yo, Jay, you was right. She's good. She's got some great coverage over there." But I'm gonna try to give you guys 2 live streams to close out this week. So look for that. One of them I'm really excited about. I'm excited about both, but one of them is something I've never had before. It's a device I've never owned. You've never seen it on my channel, and a lot of people have requested it, so I bought it. No, I didn't get it for free. I bought it. So, yeah. Not the one tomorrow. That's not the one I'm talking about. So if I do one tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do a live stream or not. I might just do an unboxing of that because people requested it. But that new unit will be in tomorrow, hopefully. So look for that. But it's your man, Jay Will, man. I always like doing live streams. Even though I can't hear you, sometimes I take phone calls. I just like reading the comments and interacting. So I appreciate it, man. You guys are awesome. There's 619. There he is. I didn't see you in there, man. Donovan, you guys are everybody in the stream, man. If I don't call your name, that doesn't mean I don't know who you are. I just didn't see you. The stream is going really fast. For those who run live streams, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The stream goes fast in like the command center type view. It goes fast. You can barely even keep up, man. It's ridiculous. But you guys are awesome. And look for a live stream tomorrow, probably. It won't be this late. It'll probably be about 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Central Standard Time if I do that. If not, you'll just see the video go live. You'll say, "Oh, okay, I've seen that already, Jay. You already messed with that before." But Thursday or Friday, though, got a treat for you guys. So hopefully you'll join me live for that one. So that was going to be really cool. But you guys are awesome. I'm going to read the Bible, as I do every night. For those, somebody asked me how often do I read my Bible. The Bible app is fine, but, have real Bibles laying around. The Bible apps are when I'm on the go. But you guys are awesome, man. I love doing these live streams. So I'm going to cut here. I passed an hour. I've got some good stuff coming. everybody that's in the community. That community is going to be shutting down in 48 hours, like for open, me leaving that link out there. So if you know anybody that's really into cell phones that can actually stick to the script and post in the right areas in the group, post in the right, not to you guys, but if you're watching this and you're planning on joining the community, that video's live, the link's in that video, just post in the right area. Because the mods, when I pick some mods, again, we're well over 250 people, like 270 something, 280, I don't know what it's going to be in the next 48 hours, but in one day we picked up 270 people. So the mods might be a little busy, so if you're on that list saying you want to be a mod, you pretty much know what I've been doing this whole time. I haven't been commenting much. I've been cleaning up the community. You'll have fun as a mod. There's some perks to being a mod. But I just it's gonna be that community is growing fast, and I didn't expect it to be that way. So if you want to be a mod in the community, go ahead and be sure to put your name on that list, and we'll see you there. So I'm out, guys. Have a good night. I will try to bring you something special tomorrow. So I will see you in the next one. It's your man, Jay Will. Shout out to everybody in the live stream. You guys are awesome, man. I love the live streams. God bless, man. I'm really gone this time.